Selamat kembali ke podcast In Conversation bersama saya Din Syam. Podcast ini dibawakan oleh Pusat Komunikasi Korporat Universiti Teknologi Malaysia. Hari ini kita bersiaran live sejam awal daripada biasa sebab kita ada tetamu special daripada London, United Kingdom. Hari ini hari apa ya? On Thursday kita ada World Cup match between England and Argentina. Hopefully kita punya guest hari ini tak membawa kesedihan kekalahan England pada Argentina on Thursday ke podcast kita. Tapi kita bukan nak cakap pasal bola sepak, kita nak cakap pasal benda yang lebih besar daripada itu. Hopefully ada benda lebih besar daripada bola sepak. Dan hari ini kita bukan ada satu guest, kita ada dua guest. Dua guest prominent alumni of UTM. So tanpa membuang masa, saya perkenalkan tetamu kita pada hari ini iaitu Profesor Jerry Heng dan juga Cik Astaghfirullahalazim. Cik Izan ni apa nama dia ya? Cik Rohaizan Khairul Anuar. Oh, marah Cik Rohaizan ni. Saya kerja dengan dia dah lama. We used to be in the same office. Tiba-tiba saya lupa nama penuh dia. Saya minta maaf Cik Izan hari ni banyak-banyak. Kenapa hari ni? I think because of the laluan kontra yang kita lalui pagi tadi.
Yep.
Kita tak nak. Ini bukan Medan.
Let's not go there.
Let's not go there. A bit sensitive issue kadang-kadang kan. Okay, tak apa.
Okay.
Saya nak kita terus pergi kepada guest kita yang pertama iaitu Profesor Jerry Heng. Sebenarnya Profesor Jerry Heng ni ialah alumni kita. In 2002 dia graduated dari UTM dalam sarjana muda Chemical Engineering. Tak silap saya, betul Prof ya?
Betul saja. Yes, absolutely. SKK. Sarjana Kejuruteraan Kimia.
Sarjana Kejuruteraan Kimia. And now Profesor Jerry Heng ialah seorang profesor di Imperial College London. And they have rebranded now. It's not Imperial College London anymore. It's Imperial.
Yeah, lebih senang.
Do they have the word college still in it?
I think officially Imperial College London Science, Technology and Medicine. Tapi for short, kita just Imperial.
And how was the acceptance of the alumni towards the change of the name? Kan ada orang macam marah, mana London? Where's the London word? We are Imperial College London for so many years.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Yang views initially was tricky, I think, but eventually it seems to be settling down well at the moment, and people are agreeing more to the name Imperial. At least personally, I find it to be very easy to adapt and understandable name for the
But
place.
Naturally, when you change something, there are opposition, criticism.
Of course.
Yeah,
yes, there's always biasa saja yang resistance, ambil masa sedikit juga, tapi it remains true to heart. I think it's the same place from a core mission and culturally tak ubah lah. It's science memang.
If you can share, what is the main reason they rebrand the university?
I don't know. I that's a little bit far beyond me, but I think it's to bring together the various entities and organizational activities within Imperial. So Imperial College London became Imperial. Yeah.
Originally, Professor Heng is from Kuching. Can you explain macam mana daripada Kuching sampai ke Imperial dan macam mana Kuching back then bukan Johor Bahru lagi, Skudai dia panggil.
Yeah.
Kita pun rebrand dari Skudai ke Johor Bahru. So macam mana, what is the history if you can share with us? Kuching, Skudai and London. Wow.
Cik Din sebut tadi masalah atau bola sepak kan, Argentina dengan England. Tapi asal saya memang dari Kuching. Klub yang saya support memang yang bujang senang lah. Dia panggil bujang senang kan.
That was the time.
Sekarang dia dah ubah Kuching FC ya.
Kuching United.
Kuching United. Kalau memang sedih juga tengok England tak ada dekat final. Tapi nasib baik tak ada bangun awal untuk tengok lah. Kalau tidak, alamak, what's happened, right? Yeah. But I had a very enjoyable time growing up in Kuching. I think Kuching is a wonderful place. Sarawak is amazing. For those listeners, kalau listener podcast Cik Din, I would say kalau belum sampai Kuching, cubalah visit Sarawak. It's a fantastic place, I think. Yang best bagi saya adalah kawan-kawan dekat sekolah yang melting pot, multicultural, multiracial. Yang tu yang saya bawa dan tiba dekat UTM 17-18 tahun. I was very fortunate. I think I was very lucky to also have mentor, senior, yang very diverse lah. I think that's also a very a wonderful thing at UTM yang maybe we don't appreciate enough, right? And I don't know. I'm sure people appreciate it, so I don't want to undermine or underestimate that. But you know, the different minds, semua pun top, right? All very smart people come, and that was quite an easy adjustment. Yang susah memang beratus kilometer dari rumah lah. yeah. Luckily ada direct flight, right? Yeah. So, but if not, it was quite far away.
It was expensive back then.
It still is expensive. If not it still is. Harga tiket kapal terbang naik saja sebab minyak harga pun naik, right?
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think, you know, it's not like you can jump onto a bus or a train and balik in jam. You need to book a ticket and semua tu. Yeah, but no, but otherwise, not a big, massive cultural shock, I would say. But that's because I think if you embed and you make friends and connections, your peers, that's what helps anyone in most situations, not only in Skudai, I would imagine. Like Izan also, right, in London. I think in some ways that similarity in the peer-to-peer type of support.
Yeah. Izan, you have experience in London as well, King's College.
Yeah.
Before that, it was UTM.
Yeah, I'm a proud UTM.
Tapi you berbeza sikit. Kalau Prof Jerry Hang tadi, dia susah. Dari Sarawak jauh, you senang ke kan?
I didn't expect that question to come online today. So I'm originally from JB.
Okay.
I grew up in KL. Tapi I was born in KL, but I grew up a lot more in JB. So saya sekolah pun di JB, and then I went to uni here, UTM, SGP. You were tadi apa? My program is SGP.
SKK.
So it's Sarjana Sains Pengurusan Harta Tanah.
Yeah.
So I was here. I graduated in 2003.
Yeah. Jangan cerita tahun tu, jangan cerita.
2003. I am old. So there's not much, I guess, difference. You know, you're in JB and you're familiar
but
with
there is a similarity there daripada Johor Bahru, then you went to London, King's College. Basically, you are getting out of your comfort zone juga. Prof Jerry, jangan cerita lah. Daripada Kuching ke Skudai dan Skudai ke London. So what is the mindset back then, if you can remember? What triggered you to, tak boleh saja di Skudai ni, I want to go out. You to Imperial for your PhD terus kan?
Yeah.
Dan Izan, King's College. These are very good schools. So macam mana? What triggered you, Prof Jerry?
Mentor. Sebab when I was finishing my degree, I was thinking, okay, maybe I can do some research. And apabila berbincang dengan profesor-profesor dekat UTM sini, one I would shout out Professor Dr. Hanapi Mat. Right? Dr. Hanapi yang pengilia final year research project saya. Dia cakap, ada satu universiti dekat UK, you might want to consider Imperial College. Pun tak begitu dengar Imperial College at that time. Right? Even if I tell my mom, I said, mak saya sudah habis university dekat UTM. Dia kata, okay, what you want to do? I said, I want to go to Imperial College. Dia senyap sekejap, dia tanya, so you habis university? I said, yeah, I habis UTM. Lepas tu kenapa you nak pergi college? Macam tak sama. Nama dia Imperial College, tapi it's a good university. Are you sure? Memang sure. Tapi memang like at that time, I think I was very fortunate to have good mentors, good supervisors. Dr. Hanapi Mat yang cakap, consider Imperial College lah.
That's true.
Tapi dia pergi Imperial College. That's why, right? Yeah. So I was very lucky to have good.
But still, it is a leap of faith juga, or no? Ataupun macam you memang dah tahu everything is in front of you. You can make the decisions very clear.
No, I don't know everything. I think there was some major uncertainty. Waktu tu pun I've never been to London. Tak pernah tengok. The first time I saw London was before the plane land. Tengok dekat window, inang tu London, right? Tak pernah, right? Don't even imagine. So I think there was quite a big leap of faith. Maybe that was a good thing. If I knew everything, maybe I wouldn't have gone.
You made a different decision.
If I knew everything, I think, banyak lah. You start to say, oh, this can't work, that wouldn't happen.
It was just a leap of faith.
Yeah, it's a big leap of faith. I don't know kalau Izan is the same. Yeah.
Oh, for me, my story is probably a bit different because I didn't go down the academic route.
Okay.
I was working at CPP, and then I also have my mentor to thank for. You had a mentor, I had a mentor, Prof. Ramlan, obviously. So there was one
Master
time.
Prof. Ramlan is the director.
Was my director at the time, and there was a time where I rasa macam tepu lah, I need to learn something new. And Prof. Ramlan, he was a boss who constantly shared with us about what's the happenings of the world, global politics, if you know him, right? And for us, so we always have to like keep up with that kind of standard. So for me, personally, I cakap macam, okay, I need to like really go out there, get out of my comfort zone. And dia pula, masa tu, he was promoting Manchester because he came from UMIST. So he said, okay, UMIST is a good school, but I've never been to Manchester.
So this shows that is why I speak of the importance of the alumni.
100%.
Yeah.
Prof. Ramlan cakap pasal
he was
UMIST,
talking about UMIST. UMIST, and then I cakap, okay, but at the time the UTM offered some scholarships, but in order for you to apply for that scholarship, you have to be enrolled in the top 50 top universities or top 30. I can't quite recall. So I guess I pergi tengok UK. Okay, there's London macam quite familiar for some. I suppose I do have some friends. And then tengok kat situ there's UCL. And then there's Imperial. I was just telling Prof. Jerry, Imperial punya business school, and then there's King's. So I applied for King's and UCL, but the reason why I chose King's is basically... But
you were accepted to both?
I was accepted to both, tapi King's accepted me first. Cepat. Sebab it was just like on one platform. I applied and everything was just so seamless. I wasn't like pushed around macam everything was just in that portal, kan? And I had a good experience just by using that portal. So I just chose King's. I never heard of King's. Sama juga. I have never heard of King's. But and then after, barulah orang kata, oh, you buat law ke? No, I'm not a law student. It was famous for that, law. And it was famous for medical studies as well. So, but I was venturing into public policy and management at the time. And some fun fact here, masa saya enroll tu, there was a famous student as well, which was Prince Martin of Brunei. Martin. So he was also studying the same year as me. Dia pun buat masters masa tu.
I thought he is a lot younger.
He is. I'm like the adult student here.
But he enrolled in the postgraduate program as well.
Program, but not my program lah. I think it's in another faculty, another school.
But definitely there is a different setup lah kot agaknya.
I'm not sure of that. I'm not sure of that. So
some donations.
No. Maybe special parking space.
Probably don't know.
Parking space is premium.
It is hard to get one in London.
Course, yeah.
So back to Prof. Jerry. What is your experience when you got to Imperial? You meet a lot of so-called global minds, global talent. So how do you find yourself? Do you find yourself straight fit into the situation? Ataupun macam, aku kena step up my game ni?
I would be lying if I just walked right into it and everything was amazing. If I was to be completely honest, even today, I still feel of an imposter syndrome. Right? Am I good enough?
This is
I will tell you honestly, sorry to the listeners, I don't want to paint a picture that is all wonderful.
Yeah, true.
But I hope they don't find out that I don't know this or don't know that, right? Yeah. It's challenging. But what is really, I think what makes us truly Malaysian, tak kira from Johor, JB ke, from Kuching, from Kulim ke Kota Kinabalu, sama saja. Kita banyak humility dan banyak respect. We always.
Is that a positive thing all the time?
I would spin it as a positive thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Tapi jangan terlalu banyak respect, ya. Macam kalau England main dengan Mexico, that's a better result. You need to respect your opponents or your team enough, but you need to also have your own confidence, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's a balance. Not overconfident, but cukup lah. Yeah. So what I felt comfortable enough is actually there's not that many hierarchical structures dekat institution, even in Imperial, right? I remember buat dekat eksperimen yang prof setting, dulu dekat Cambridge, dekat sini, dekat mana, paper dekat Nature ke Science. Dia duduk bersama-sama dengan saya buat experiments. I felt like, wow, right? But, I think there is not as much of a barrier in that sense, and there are very many good mentors. You got to find a good mentor and supervisors who will help and support you through the way.
Do you consciously bring your flavor into the setup, meaning like, aku dari Malaysia ni aku nak bawa barang kucing yang orang-orang London tak ada ni. Do you consciously have that all the time, ataupun you just play along ke macam mana?
No, I'm very proud to be Malaysian. I'm still Malaysian, right? I am a Malaysian, right? I grew up, even though less years in Malaysia now than gives away age, right? And then in UK, but it's our upbringing that makes us who we are. It makes me at least who I am, right? And I'm not going to change that. I know one of the things I mentioned to Izan before we start is I think the roots where we remember where we are is the most important. I don't think we want to change that. Apa tu yang cakap jangan bagai kacang yang lupakan kulit kan? Yeah. I think that's the important message lah. Yeah.
But the kacang has no use of the kulit anymore.
But okay lah. Yeah. I mean, I'm tak ingat all the phrases. Yeah. But what I'm saying is I think we have to remember all our roots and our values. Yang tu yang the important thing. Yeah. Of course, there will be a bit of adaptation.
Yeah.
The adaptation maybe to understand differences, to understand how to work in teams, but ada red line juga, things that you don't want to change.
Izan, maybe in your case lebih lagi prominent cultural influence in your studies, public policy apa semua ni. So how do you find?
I did most of my trainings dekat Malaysia, dekat UTM basically. So I've never been exposed to what it's like academically. So I had some challenges, to be honest. Just like you said, I had some challenges in the sense that they give you like reading list. That's how it is. Like kat sana you get reading list.
Normal tu.
So I wasn't trained to read all these articles, like how it should be read and how to critically talk about it. So I had to macam adapt fast and find other tutors. As an adult student, masa tu macam probably the younger ones, they are more fast, they are more clever than me. Boleh lah pergi holiday and all that. But for me, most of my allowances, I banyak pergi extra tutoring.
Oh, see.
Just this is like the reality of things. Like that's how the challenges that I went through lah. And the second thing is I quite remember my academic supervisor masa tu, penasihat akademik lah. We all have one, right? Personal tutor. It wasn't personal tutor. It was penasihat akademik lah. Something academic advisory. So we all had to do this formative essays, right? The first essays that formative essays. So I did that, and he read it. And the first thing that comes to mind, dia cakap macam ni, you have a really weird English. You have a really weird English.
The academic advisor?
Yeah, the academic advisor.
Was a native.
So dia cakap dekat I lah macam native dan native speaker. So cakap, you have a really weird English. So that, I could have just like really rasa demotivated, right? But no, I had somebody, another mentor juga, who taught me lah how to write an essay, how to speak, tu satu. But coming back to, do I bring my local flavour tu?
Itulah local flavour ni.
Itulah. I think that's what taught me here kat UTM. Macam don't give up. Don't give up. You're doing this kerana Tuhan untuk manusia. You have to have a purpose here. And it's not all rosy. Memanglah London sounds romantic kan. Macam we're always posting kita pergi cafe mana, the shops and Kensington and whatnot. But we all go through different challenges in our studies. And tadi apa? About the local. But my friends who are pretty much international from all over. So that's the best part, because you get to connect with other cultures, other nationalities. We are still friends until now. But one thing that they love about I mean, they know Malaysia more than I do, Cik Din. So, but there's a lot of Malaysian restaurants apparently.
Oh yeah, in London, yeah.
In London, banyak, and they go and explore. It's not just Malaysian cuisines lah. There are others, tapi they do love Malaysian cuisines like nasi lemak, roti canai. They do say roti canai. Yeah, it's roti canai. So that's about it.
From the perspective of, now you are in the alumni, UTM alumni. From the perspective of alumni, yang you sekarang manage tu.
Yeah.
How do you prepare UTM graduates ni for this global stage?
Oh, okay.
If we can, yeah.
I don't feel like it's UTM alumni punya role specifically to prepare the graduates. But in terms of having a global mind, you mean kan? Global mind. Like UTM is doing such a great job. We have different entities.
You need one of the evidence.
This is one of the evidence. But we have what's GOP? Global Outreach Programs for the students. Okay, that has been going on since 2009, 2012 during those days.
I would think so, yes.
So a lot of students get to have opportunities abroad. Tapi there's one program that was really unique to me. It was led by Professor Norma from Mechanical Engineering Faculty, if I'm not mistaken. So she took a lot of students pergi France.
Okay.
Okay, you've heard of other cities like UK ke US ke Australia, that's like normal lah kan. Tapi she took like a bunch of students every year to France, and these students get an insight into how the industries work there. The companies owning metro, I'm not sure about Airbus lah, tapi like industrial experience. And that is something, right, for the students to get that global exposure. And then almost recently, UGS, our School of Undergraduate, it was under Prof. Intan back at the time, back in the day, introduced the student internship program. I believe you are part of it. We had some students to Imperial. So these are one of the many ways UTM are equipping their students to be global. Yeah.
So Prof. Jerry is the director of the undergraduate programs in Imperial. So how do you prepare your graduates for this? Obviously, I would assume that there are a lot of international students in Imperial, and they will go back to their own country of origin. So how do you prepare these undergraduate students?
I think sometimes you do this directly and indirectly already. As Izan mentioned, mobility is very amazing. And I know there are some European programs that champions mobility, like the Marie Curie, Marie Curie action type of plan, right? Erasmus. Now, I think mobility is key, and we want to take away some of these boundaries and borders. The more we understand and we learn from different experiences, the enriches the educational programs. I think they're going to be indirect and direct, right? From working in groups.
Inward mobility or outward mobility is more?
Both, actually. I mean, you benefit both ways. Yeah. I'm almost certain I mean, London is also wonderful for being not only a melting pot for food, but also for people, right? It's quite a cosmopolitan city.
It's much more, right?
Yeah.
I had a friend who came for the first time, and she called me like, "I'm here now. Why is it so much more?" It's like
in
London, it's really much more.
Yeah, no, I think you do this indirectly. Within the programs, you will have maybe projects where groups decide who they want to work together with, but sometimes you put groups that are different, right? Even from cultural, nationality, experience.
Is it more important to create the environment rather than the program? My question is like, you create the environment so that these students can operate in this different cultural setup or different people from different area or country, rather than create a program that, this is a mobility program. You have to go to London or you have to go to France to do your internship, whatever. But you are creating the environment, the culture in UTM itself. For example, you are getting a lot more international students, and the program is open to more international students rather than focusing on the needs of the locals, for example.
I think it's, as I said, maybe both direct and indirect. Direct as in you create the infrastructure or the setup to enable and allow that to happen. But indirectly, it also comes, probably indirect is not the good word for it, but what I'm trying to mean is, is embedding some of the values in it, right? So really celebrating diversity and championing that sort of equity. I think those are the, people talk about EDI quite a lot in terms of equity, diversity, and inclusivity. I think that's I don't want to call it soft, but those structures and frameworks, some of them you need to create the programs or the teams or the events to make sure it happens, but it's also embedding the
ecosystem.
This is like, I'm playing devil's advocate here. The EDI, for example, more often than not, it is more of a lip service rather than a real effort.
I think you do not want to make it just a tick the box exercise. That's even worse. If we did that, okay, you get it just because I've got grey hair or you got long hair, short hair, no hair, this hair. All right, okay, then it becomes a bit pointless. So I think in that case, it maybe even is more damaging and defeats the purpose. Absolutely, Jacqueline, I think we shouldn't do that. It has to be a truly
meritocracy,
a truly purposeful
purposeful inclusion.
Yes.
Earlier you talk about the values, tadi respectful or humility, but at the same time you have to be competitive or aggressively competitive. So how do you propose that we balance this? From your own experience, and Izan as well nanti lepas tu.
So Izan ada 1 minit lebih untuk fikir. So I now need to think very. Ada 5 saat. I only got 5 saat. I think we need to be ambitious. We have to be confident. Malaysians are wonderful. UTM graduates. Sorry lah kalau listener dari universiti lain, I have to say memang best, right? We are all the very, very good graduates. So we have that. And we have to believe in that. But we cannot have the arrogance, right? Kita janganlah overconfident. So some degree of humility, that sort of is what I would say is that somewhat balanced in terms of positioning. Respectful. Macam lah main bola sepak. You respect your opponents, but not too much, because you need to be confident in your so one's ability.
Only can be achieved through experience. That how much is too much?
No, I think it's also self-realizing. One needs to be critical of your own ability, but don't be overtly critical, right? I think there is always, we're in academia. I am in academia, right? We're in a university setting. And I'm sure it's true in business as well. We always have to be willing to learn. There are always new technologies. Kalau masuk pocket sekarang ambil telefon, 20 years ago kita tak ada smartphone. Right? Kalau we don't learn, then habislah, tak dapat buat e-banking, tak dapat Google Maps ke apa. Now AI, semua benda pakai AI this, AI that. If we just simply in that sort of context, if we don't continue learning, then we'll start to be left behind as well. So I think that's some degree of humility in the sense that we need to continually improve and continually learn. That's what I would position.
Izan, from your own experience, mesti ada situation or peristiwa yang membuatkan you rasa, this is the reason why I came here in the first place.
Betul
yang kat King's College. Yang macam test kesabaran.
Well, like we Malaysians and Asians, we've always been known to be timid, senyap, and not like, we're not brass like in the class. It's always Americans yang akan angkat tangan, right? So there are times when I do feel a bit intimidated. Like, why am I here? Am I good enough to be
But most of the time, what they are saying is already in our mind.
Yes, exactly. It's macam, or macam, what are you saying? You're not saying anything, but you're so confident out there. So macam,
all the sizzles and the
macam, wow, like the intonation kan, macam, what is it that you're saying? But again, I never felt like I needed to be someone else. I am what I am. Like, okay, if I'm timid, I am timid. And I don't feel like humility is something to be seen as a weakness.
Yes.
It's a strength in itself. And it feels like you just stick to what you are. Like for me, just stick to what I am. Just improve on my weaknesses. But you have to also be mindful to know that you are weak in what sense? Because you don't know everything.
Yeah.
And just like go for it, I suppose.
Yeah.
It is so difficult.
Sorry.
One of the most difficult thing to do is to acknowledge your weakness, or acknowledging that you do not know everything.
No, I think that's sometimes not too difficult because I know I don't know too many things. I'm always 2-minute delay in check-in. So if I can support and supplement what Izan has mentioned, I agree. I think what I would like to do and passionate about now where I am, hope be able to do is to champion for the silent community.
Okay.
I think I refer to what Izan is saying here is, kalau dalam kelas, I've always, you got 2 ears, 1 mouth, you speak less lah, dengar more, right? Listen more. So, don't talk until you've taken more rice than I've salt or whatever. Jangan macam ting kosong yang buat banyak bunyi saja, yang berkokok macamlah beras padi lebih berisi lagi menunduk. Yeah, that's what we do, right? That's our culture and upbringing. Don't change that. But it's the understanding and realization, creating the opportunity. Kalau yang budak yang senyap dalam grup tu bukan yang tak nak contribute, yang mungkin yang tidak bagi idea, dia ada idea dalam kepala. How do we include them rather than exclude them? I think that's also our role now that we got some maybe some experience or exposure. How do we bring out the very best, right? So that's something I'm quite passionate about, the silent community. We did a bit of research and project there. Dekat Imperial.
Do you experience that in your class as well?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yang tangan yang naik, you tahu lah. Yang siapa yang tangan naik, yang tak naik. What is 5 plus 8? Terus menunduk, tak nak tengok until Jerry, 13. Oh, you tahu answer tapi tak nak angkat tangan, right? Yeah. So I think that's the kind of things, because we are very respectful. We're very, and so I agree, Izan. We won't want to change that. Yes, that's our identity.
And I think, Prof, it's more like we let our work speaks for itself. The impact that we do or the work that we do speaks for itself. There's that quiet confidence as well. We don't have to be too brass. Just be ourselves. Yeah.
Usually breakthroughs doesn't happen in a vacuum. When you do projects, your experiment in your lab, collaboration. So how do you, if you have any experience, your team project, the best idea maybe it comes from the least talkative person or the least expected person. So do you have such experience?
Cik Din is saying a very important aspect. I think there the key thing is collaboration. Yeah, I wouldn't claim only in terms of breakthroughs, but I think it's the projects or the research that I enjoyed the most is through collaboration. The one that you really feel, those are the ones that I really enjoyed working on, trying to maybe solve a problem or understand a new function, right? Yeah, I could mention about a project that it was a EU-funded program called Amacris. It was led up by my good friend and colleague Gianluca Di Profio. So he's an Italian researcher in Calabria, and we worked together with teams in France, in the UK, in Belgium, and American scientists too there and elsewhere. But it's that different thinking which brought together, and we could tackle quite a challenging problem. We were crystallizing monoclonal antibodies at the time. That was enjoyable, really nice. Also good food. Italy also has got good food, right? Yeah, but it was all
that was the most important thing.
Of course, and that's the kind of collaboration network that enjoyed doing. That was nice.
Gone are the days where scientists work in a silo. In movies those days, they're like mad scientists working in the lab all alone.
I think it's difficult because I am an engineer by education, chemical engineer, and with those problems, we often work in teams, and I benefit from working with physicists, pharmacists, chemists, mathematicians, so on and so forth, right? Of course, the romanticized ideas of chalk and board or pencil and paper, Einstein and John Nash in economics, right? I guess they still do exist.
I love the
right?
film on John Nash.
A beautiful mind. It's called The Beautiful Mind, right? And I think that those still exist, of course, but in different sectors, of course, it requires a different types of composition and balance. Yeah.
Is that?
I like to add up on collaboration, not so much about me, but about our alumni. So last 2 weeks, we had this program where we gather all the C-suites in Malaysia, our alumni amongst the C-suites. This is actually an initiative by Prof. Shafri, the Vice Chancellor. He wanted to move forward in meeting alumni in smaller groups, not just the C-suites. It could be like academics, or it could be those in the NGO sector. But we selected C-suites in different industries at the time. So we had those coming from the tech industry, and then airline industry, a few lah. There were 6, and the Battery Co was there. And Battery Co was there. The CEO Battery, alumni UTM. Paynet, if you've heard of Paynet, the ones yang behind maps, where you have to pay RM1 masuk gunakan ATM tu, he was there. Gamuda and all that. So we had 6. And what struck me was when they came, right, it was like, oh, we do have this program dekat UTM. Like these C-suites are like excited to come, and we have this program, and they thank us because it was the first time like these CEOs actually know of each other, and they were like in different industries. Kan, macam it's not like they're meeting orang-orang dalam industri yang sama, so the conversation might be the same lah kan, but you're just there and they get to exchange ideas about the current going ons, and it's not just exchanging cards, and you could hear and them coming together and say, what more can we do for UTM? What more can we give? So that is the best thing about being an alumni right now, getting to see how collaborations happen just by getting them together.
Yeah, I think one of the key assets to any university, it's not the shiny buildings or the shiny equipment. It's the people. Izan stole my thunder. You stole my thunder. I was going to say it's the people, right? Not the building. Terus jam cakap not the people. She already stole the thunder. It's the people. It's true because, that's what makes, I think, the reputation and standing of the university high. It's the people. Kalau pakai duit, you can build a building, you can build a this or but the people is what sets the stuff. So,
but people, sorry to cut you off there, but people
devil's advocate balik lagi. Okay,
people is difficult. It is difficult to invest in people and hoping to get the ROI quickly. If you have the money, you build the shiny building, you can see it almost immediately.
Right. So this is long-term strategy, and I think that's what I believe in academia, right? It's an investment. If not, why do we spend all the years into academics and into academia, right? In education, it's a long-term thing. It's a long-term goal, and I'm glad to hear UTM's strategies always. I come back, I'm super impressed. Prof. Shafri, you're right, with his team Ascend 2030 now. Prof. Intan with the works on that international dimension too. I think they're very, very good ideas, right? And that's long term. You want to reap something. I mean, it's like an investment. You want it to invest and grow and reap the benefits and rewards longer term.
I see this as movement, creating movement or mobility for our students. So the job market now is not only in Malaysia. If you graduated from UTM, your job market is dual. So we are creating that movement. But movement without clear direction is drifting.
Yes.
So what is then the question is what is clear direction then?
Yeah, I guess I would take it in, if I could first, Izan, I'll give you extra 30 seconds more.
Give me 20.
20, okay. So I guess it's, can I take it maybe in 2 dimensions,
sure,
right?
Sure.
The first is, it's maybe a question even in collaboration. Why do we collaborate? If we collaborate because we want to subdivide tasks to reduce our load, then it gets the job done. But is it meaningful? I think you collaborate because you want to bring together that synergistic effect that maybe 1 + 1 is more than 2. I know mathematically not possible lah, right?
Yeah.
But the 1 + 1 will be more than 2. So that kalau I hope today with 3 we get more than 1, right? So collectively that synergistically will be even better. What they call it, that is greater than the sums of all parts put together, right? Yeah. So collaboration is not just because, okay lah, I've got 100 tasks, let me take 10 people, one person get 10 tasks. No. Same with the international dimension. If I just go and collect fridge magnet, my fridge will be full. I got lots lah, all the fridge magnet.
It's cruel.
Right?
That's so spot on, but so cruel.
But then it is. Sorry to my mother loves to collect a fridge magnet. I need to buy her one. But if we just go to a place to collect fridge magnet, I've been to London, I've been to Paris, been to here, there, you say, but is it meaningful? Maybe borrowing your text, is it just drifting? Collecting the fridge magnet is just drifting, right? But if you go there and you go and see in Prague Central City the clock, the clock. How did they use this clock to? You call like astronomical clock. Right? You go, oh wow! So now you understand the context of maybe time and date, and there are different systems, not just the one that biasa dengan, right? So I think that's where, if I could, more than 30 seconds, sorry, Zan, paraphrase it from the context of drifting and true experience and true immersion into that internationalization.
It is not just about collecting badges.
Yalah, collecting badges, collecting stamps on the passport. Nowadays, they don't stamp the passport. So, lagi teruk, right? Masuk keluar masuk Malaysia, pada auto gate tak ada stamp lagi, right? Or many countries lah, tak ada stamp lagi. You're right. It's not just collecting badges. It's not just listing on the CV, right?
True.
Yang tu senang. I mean, there's still a barrier to that. But you collecting fridge magnet, same thing, right?
Is it?
Prof. Jerry dah ambil most of my answers.
Oh dear.
So like I have to really think quick on this. But no, it all comes back to purpose and impact juga lah. Kan? Like when you do go, tadi apa, meaningful movement.
Yeah, meaningful movement. Yeah.
I mean the text itself, a meaningful movement. You have to have a purpose. Why you want to go out.
Okay.
Kan? Macam, why do we study abroad? Or why does one actually move to another place? Or why does one actually go half around the world nak kerja tempat that they've never heard of? There must be a purpose there, kan, as compared to probably yang internationally yang chasing stamp. I mean that's not apa salah juga. But at some point you have to ask yourself, what's the point, right? Going around and then macam and then you're not gathering any experiences that could give value to yourself or the places that you're at.
Is economic purpose alone is okay? For example, now we are in Johor Bahru and premium wages is available in Singapore. So we call these people the Sing Dollar Warrior. Every day, every morning, early in the morning, they go out and work in Singapore and then come back to Johor Bahru. So is economic purpose alone is justifiable?
I think if I again jump the gun.
Yeah.
I got friends doing that, right? And I cannot comment on any specific person, but if I just address specifically to your questions, I hope they're still my friends eventually. After that, I think if it's solely for economic purpose, no, right? It must be for personal growth. And two of the points that I might want to bring out in terms of purpose that is mentioned is also around your two ways. What you contribute, but what can you bring back as well? Right?
Yeah.
The other aspect, I suppose, in many of these experience we have, don't forget that it doesn't end when you arrive there and you finish there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the start, because that is really going to be how you maintain and continue to have that network and your friends. I think, Izan, at the start you say many of them are still your friends, right? And that's the beauty of it. If they're not connected anymore, then that's the end of the story. It's like, a fairy tale story and the princess live happily ever after. The end. But I think in most things, we don't want to be the end. We want to be future work, right? So in most, kalau kita tengok master dissertation atau PhD thesis, kita tak ada tulis chapter 7, chapter 8, the end, finish, everything finished. No. future work, right? We want to do this, we want to do that. I think that's the exciting thing. So that's more about next step, the future. 2 ways dan juga nanti lah.
Jason, if you want to comment on that.
Oh, no.
Economic.
Economic.
Because money is the low hanging fruit. I would say easy to see, easy to justify when we make decisions. Oh, I want to go to work in the UK, for example, or in Singapore because the pay is better. So it would improve my family's life economically.
But I don't think it's just about the pay, though.
Agree.
I feel like even if those with families, it's about the kids' education, about the environment. I do have friends who have finished their studies and tend to resign from whatever they were doing just to make sure that their kids finish school and then they come back. So it's not entirely about the pay. It's also about the experiences that they have in that certain countries. But this is something that I wanted to share from the very beginning. Do you know how many alumni we have at UTM right now?
250 plus
we have
thousand?
257,000 and 14,000 out of that number are our international alumni.
14,000.
14,000. But that doesn't include Malaysians who are all over the world right now. Like Jerry is in London. And from our data points, do you know how many alumni of UTM in London right now? It's about 125.
Oh wow! Okay.
So it's like there are a lot more.
You can set up a club.
No. I feel so small. I'm less than 1%.
but that is just in London. I haven't seen the data for the UK. Itself.
Yeah.
And we're not just talking about Prof. Jerry is in academia, obviously, but there are many others probably in the backing center.
100%.
Different sectors who are making a difference out there while affiliating yourself with UTM. Isn't that amazing?
Are we saying now that this somehow the system or the structure in our country is not really accommodating for us, that we should go outside based on our points of discussion just now? Are we indirectly saying it? Or
no, I think Izan touched on a very good point. You hit the nail on the head there. Money is a low-hanging fruit that is easy to see and grab. But at the end of the day, it's not everything. Education, family.
That's my point, Prof. Jerry. Apart from money, the education system, for example, the standard of living. So we are saying that UTM graduate, you have to explore outside world more than just looking at Malaysia, because the pasture is greener outside. I'm going to play the devil's advocate now.
We're on the dangerous territory.
I think I can see it 2 ways, right? I mean, you can always think of it as half glass full or half glass empty type of context. The grass is greener on this side, a different shade of green on the other side, or etc. But I see that even though maybe physically I'm not in Malaysia, I try to always still connect with Malaysia, as I'm sure a lot of our alumni will. We still fly the flag. If Thomas Cup final, I know who I'm supporting, right? Unfortunately, Malaysia is not in the World Cup. Kita balik dengan World Cup lagi. But I suppose it's beyond that, really. We may be enabled or physically based, in my case, at an institution in London, Imperial in this case, but we are globally connected still. So and Malaysia is one that I always will try to find opportunities, come back and work with colleagues here. So I think it's, we talk about mobility journey. Is it just drifting, or is it for true purpose? And that's a two-way or multi-way thing, right? And I think that is what hopefully our international network, as Iza mentioned, is involved in those engagements.
So when we go out, we have to come back at some point. So coming back transform.
But coming back doesn't mean that they have to come back physically, like in the day, right? You have to jump on a plane, and it costs a lot more. Like our alumni abroad can just mentor students virtually, can connect with researchers here, open other opportunities virtually. I mean, those things can happen now with technology. It's very fluid in that sense.
That is a very interesting point. Prof. Jerry, what is your
No, I completely agree. But also, you see, if I think about some of the engineering challenges and issues we may have, right? We also bring our local knowledge elsewhere to help solve potentially the challenges locally.
True.
If the first thing, if I come back with the family to Malaysia, coming out of the airport, you smell Malaysia. So what that means is you get the humidity and the heat terus that hits you, right? So the localization, that sort of context, I think, helps also us understand the local ecosystem, and that we bring, and we can work then to contextualize and work on those challenges. I think there are multi ways. Some of them, again, physically evident. Some of them are less physically evident.
In the current era, digital world where we can work from almost everywhere, how important is being physically there for Malaysia, for example, if you're an alumni outside?
I would argue that we cannot replace everything with just a e-version. I think the physical, the in-person interactions are still absolutely important. Of course, the ability for us to do things across online platforms have enabled a greater efficiency in some of these interactions. But just being able to do things physically also enables some creative, innovative moments that may not be able online, right? Yeah. If we did this online, I wouldn't have had talked with Izan when we were waiting earlier, right? Or we didn't understand some of the contextualization, even the previous visit that Izan came to London, for example. So I think those are opportunistic moments that wouldn't have been able online, for example.
In your line of work, in your area of expertise, for example, particle technology, you're doing medicine and everything. So it is more important for you to be on the ground to look at the problem rather than getting collaborations, like doing this all e-version, digital version of collaborating.
Difficult question. I'm going to sit on the fence. I'm going to say they're all important. It's striking the balance again, right? Even at different stages of the project, at different stages of the program, at different stages. Yeah, there are, I think the question is perhaps when and what is most appropriate. So I would go with a combinatorial approach here, really, that I don't think there's one size fits all. I cannot replace one shape or one form with another thing. I think it's a combination that I value that diversity, that sort of melting pot of different formats even.
We are approaching towards the end of our show.
Prof. Jerry has other appointments.
Definitely.
He's got full schedule.
You have full schedule ahead for today. Definitely, because today is Friday and the time is a bit more tight.
Yes, of course.
Your final message for us, Izan, from the UTM alumni.
Okay, we're very proud of our alumni, the 257,000 that we have out there. Probably just one thing, for the audience out there, if you're an alumni, make sure to affiliate yourself with University Technology Malaysia, not University of Technology Malaysia. We only have that one name, because it's easier for us to go and outreach you.
Do not translate.
Do not translate UTM into other versions. We don't have an English version. University Technology Malaysia. And we are always open to connect with you, to be a bridge. The office is open to being a bridge to connect with you, with our students, with our researchers and our facilities. But thank you for having me, Cik Din. It's been a pleasure being alongside Prof. Jerry. I mean, I feel really small here, but but I've learned so much this morning.
Prof. Jerry, what is your message to future graduates of UTM? And what is your message to the alumni of UTM out there?
I think you would want to go as far as you can to share our identity, our culture, our beliefs, to learn. Another prof I could mention here and remember is Prof. Nasa. No, I shall say, go and learn what's good and bring back what's good. Don't bring back what's bad, okay? Go and learn what's good and bring back what's good. And for me, I think it's a difficult one, and I want to try to justify myself. It's not a choice between leaving home or coming home. In a way, I think it's bringing the home with me wherever I'm sort of doing and going, right? I think we want to carry it on, and of course also honored and real pleasure Izan sharing this with you, with Cik Din. I think the challenges is we want to stay connected.
True.
I think my CV and everything, I have University Teknologi Malaysia, still in Bahasa Baku, right? So that's the identity that we bring. Yeah. So I think it's the world is our oyster in a way, and truly Malaysians.
Well, when I looked you up, and it's really heartwarming to see in your profile page, Imperial profile page, and there you are. That's University Technology Malaysia.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, we are amongst the great.
That's a wow moment for me as well.
That's a wow moment, wasn't it? It's like,
Imperial,
wow.
On the same page, we have UTM on the same page.
Thank you, Paul.
No, UTM has been truly a formative and transformative time for me, and I look back and reflect back. I don't know, I remember things from 20 years ago, not yesterday. But really good memories here, right? Just hari tu dekat WhatsApp kawan cakap, oh, you remember? Yeah, kita main bola sepak dekat belakang KTH. Oh yeah. So somehow I can still remember all those really nice.
I had a post on you on our Facebook alumni that generated a lot of likes. No. And suddenly there are people say, oh, he was my classmate.
We
went to school together.
Kita belajar sama-sama peer learning group. I felt still privileged to have spent 4 years here in UTM in Skudai. Really honored, and it's my true pleasure every time to reconnect with colleagues here. Prof Hafiz, Izan, banyak-banyak lah Prof yang tak dapat sebut semua, so sorry kalau tak ada sebut dia punya nama. But there's so many good contacts, and I am really grateful for the opportunity. And Cik Din, thank you very much for this opportunity.
The pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is all mine and my team as well.
Of course, thank you very much. Thank you.
So with that, I think I would like to say again, terima kasih banyak-banyak kepada Prof Jerry dan Cik Rohaizan dari UTMAlumni kerana meluangkan masa sejam dengan kita. Dan Prof Jerry ada engagement yang lain di universiti pada hari ini. This is your final day in UTM?
Yeah.
So you'll be flying out tomorrow? Or
Tonight, yeah.
So kita mengucapkan selamat jalan kepada Prof Jerry.
Terima kasih.
All the best.
Thank you.
Janganlah lupakan UTM.
Tidak akan lupa.
Jangan lupakan UTM.
Tidak akan lupa.
Dengan itu, saya mengucapkan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan selamat berhujung minggu.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.